Okay, here's the deal. Numbers show that young people are losing interest in online shopping and one giant marketplace. Mintel data shows 47% of Gen Z shoppers say they are actively trying to shop less at Amazon compared to 20% of baby boomers and 40% of millennials. Let's talk about it. And joining us on the Factor Uncensored tonight, we have the CEO of Red Cloud, Justin Floyd. Mr. Floyd, it's our understanding that young people are getting tired, specifically Gen Zers, are getting tired of online shopping, and they're calling out Amazon as well. What is that all about?
Well, as you know, I mean, for a while now, Amazon have been they've been letting their floodgates of their e-commerce platform open to all kinds of different kinds of people. And some of those people maybe don't necessarily share the same interests as the US consumer does in buying quality, affordable products. And those people are bringing counterfeit products, are primarily coming in from Asia. I think at the last count, Amazon has something like 1.3 million sellers on its platform originating from Asia. And the origin of those products is very hard to understand. It's very hard to be able to track how those products are being made, where they're manufactured from, what the quality of that product is. And of course, for a lot of consumers, they find out far too late that actually what they buy is not what they thought they were getting.
And so when people buy these products, they're thinking it's coming exactly from Amazon with the Amazon stamp of approval, but they're independent sellers out there.
Yeah, they are. I mean, I think what people don't realize is that Amazon's third-party marketplace is called a third-party marketplace for a reason. It's completely proliferated by third-party sellers. The origin of those products, though, in particular, where those third-party sellers are getting those products from is really questionable. And of course, what you're seeing is this suddenly alarming rise in really bad quality products that are getting in front of the US consumers. I mean, it's one thing when you buy a pair of poor headphones that don't really work, but then when it comes to buying things like more fundamental like that, like food, like baby powder, really kind of important health-driven items, then big questions need to be asked about what Amazon are doing. You'll see, of course, most recently, I think it was last week in the UK, I think UK retailers are just saying that a 1.4 billion antitrust suit against Amazon in terms of the predatory pricing. And of course, it's that predatory pricing that's kind of creating this dynamic, which is, how do we get cheap products flooding into our marketplace that we can still continue to feed the American consumer with without actually necessarily realizing where the quality of those products is coming from.
Now, when you think about Amazon, you would think there would be a quality control department. However, it is such a big company. How could they keep an eye on every independent seller? And so if the consumer makes enough noise to Amazon, do you think they would step up if there is actually a problem?
Absolutely not. It doesn't serve their business model. Their business model is based on cheap consumer products, the lowest possible price that they can deliver to consumer products using their third-party fulfillment network. The FBA network is very famous for this. One of the reasons why you're seeing so few quality brands and quality retailers engaging with Amazon in the US, for example, at the moment, is because the cost using their third-party fulfillment network is so high. And so inevitably, they have a business model really that's almost self-destructive. They have to continue to operate the way that they do. Also, although they've got a lot of kind of different people kind of working in their AI department and, they making sure that the anti-counterfeit kind of programs are in place, fundamentally, it's like whack-a-mole. I mean, for every one they kill, another 10 kind of immediately spring up. So there's a certain degree of both the self-serving business model, but also there's a tide that's very hard for them to prevent.
Now, you have specifically mentioned Gen Zers, young people are upset with Amazon. What about older buyers and consumers out there? What are they saying, if anything?
Well, I sit on the AI Foundation in Washington. In fact, I just joined their board. The AI Trust Foundation is headed up by Congressman Jerry McNeary. In fact, we were having this conversation last week exactly about this. He's 72, and he was telling me himself he's really concerned, and his family are really concerned with, the kinds of products that they're buying, because not only are they concerned around the counterfeit angle, but they're concerned about the fact that, this is the US. I mean, there's some fantastic US manufacturing and production companies here that are absolutely not seeing the light of day on the Amazon marketplace because of the way Amazon's algorithms work. The way our Amazon's algorithms work are predicated on, lowest cost product, delivered to the consumer in the most cost-convenient fashion through their third-party fulfillment network. That's killing American production, is killing US manufacturers and their ability to be able to get even at the top of those ratings when they look at it on an Amazon experience. If you've used Amazon recently, I'm sure you'll be familiar with this. You pop in, you're looking for, I don't know, maybe a diving watch or some headphones, and 146 pages worth of search material comes up in front of you. It's questionable what the ratings reviews are. It's even questionable whether some of those reviews are even real or not. That's the challenge I think that Amazon have got in front of them. But more importantly, that's the challenge that US consumers have got when they're trying to buy whatever age they are on the marketplace today.
Absolutely. Well, we'll have to continue to follow this. Justin Floyd, CEO of Red Cloud, we appreciate your time and your insight. Of course, we want to hear what Amazon has to say about this. Thank you for your time, sir.
Thank you.